In this video tutorial, I want to share with you how to use the border lines. Border lines are very useful when it comes to Microsoft Excel, so that your content can be clearly visible and easy to understand and use for data analysis. Okay, so to start with, this is just a spreadsheet of game sales. To insert borders to this, the first and the most basic method is to just click on any of the cell. You just drag and select a given number of cells, and then you can come all the way to borders over here. You can be on the home tab, and you can come to borders over here. You can click the drop down and you can see a bunch of border options that you can put. So for example, I can put all borders, and look at what it does to that selection that I have given. It gave it all borders. So this is the one way of making these borders. You can see the difference from this and the other ones. This makes it quite clear. And we can select again this same selection, and we can come back to the same drop down, and we can see thick outside borders. This is also very common, and when we use it, we tend to have very effective and clearly looking Excel table. Okay, so you can use thick outline borders, and we can see the difference between what you have inside and what we have outside. Alternatively, we can still select, and we can come over to input many of the borders. We can do bottom border, we can do left, we can do right border, we can even put no border at all, and we can go on to put at top and thick bottom border. Okay, you can do thick bottom border or top and double bottom border. You can do all this, but then there is much more better ways to do border. Okay, so for example, we have the draw border. This is quite helpful. So you don't have to select anything, you just click on draw border, and you can now come on and select and draw accordingly. You can see we can draw our lines where you want it. You can just select anyhow, or you can click any cell and you have the border selected. All right, you can see you can click and you can have the border selected, or you can click on any line without even dragging and dropping. You can have your borders selected. Clearly, you can do this for as many as you want. Once you are done selecting or drawing the borders, you can just hit on escape to go back to the normal mouse icon. You can draw border grid also, right? So assuming you don't want to draw maybe line by line or cell by cell, you can be able to draw border grid. So we just click on this border grid, and then you can click and drag, and you can see you can draw multiple borders at a time. Okay, you can draw multiple borders with just one click. You can draw as many borders as you can. So this is another way. Then you can have the erase border in cases when you are not happy with what you have drawn, maybe around this place. Let's hit on escape. Maybe around this place you are not happy with all these borders. You can easily erase them using the erase border. You can just click on the drop down, and you have the erase border over here, and you can just drag, and you can see easily you can delete the borders that you have that you don't want. So let's say we reconnect this one back. You can still come back to the same border, and let's say we draw border and we reconnect this very easily. So another thing you can do with this border issue options is you can come all the way. A much more interesting thing that you can do is you can change the line color. If you want, you can change the line color to something else. Maybe you can have it to be this color, and you can change the line property as well. So let's say the line style right now it's set to very thin. You can change it to much more thicker line, and you can see when you're working with that coloration and that effect, it takes it continuously, right? You can see, and you can go ahead and do a much more better function, have much more better option. In addition to the line color, to the line style, you can even check on more borders. Okay, when you have a bunch of features or a bunch of alternatives to work with. So for example, you can play around with the line style. Okay, you have the dashed line. You can do with the dashed line. You can have them the selection. You can check over here to check the color. You can check on any color. Let's say we are going with the thick red color, and you have the option over here to set presets. Okay, you have none if you don't want any border. We have the outline border. Once you click, you can see a preview using the line style that you've selected from here. You can have the preview of it. Okay, so you have the outside, you have the none. If you don't want, you can have inside as well, all right, in cases when you have more than one cell. And you have top border. If you want, you can see the preview. You have inner border, but because this one if we just selected a single border, let's try to select two borders, two cells, and let's see the effect. So assuming we select these multiple cells, and we are now back to more borders. You can see we have a bunch of options. For example, we can do outline border, we can do inside border with the selection, or maybe with dashed lines, and using the red color that we've just selected. You can see we can do inside border, and you can see it has highlighted a preview of how it's going to look like. And then we have the top border. We can do top border, we can do middle border, and we can do bottom border. And we have this option of using the diagonals, and you have left border, you have center border, also you have another right border, and we have another set of diagonals. So depending on what we want. So assuming we want to just go with the outline border with the selection. So let's unselect all this. Let's unselect all this. Let's unselect. We just want to target outline border, and we'll go with a very thick line. Maybe let's say this one. Let's say we'll go with this thick dotted line, dashed line, and we can go with red color. Just to showcase the example, once we click on this, it's going to take effect, and you can see it over here as our selection. So you feel free to try it. Feel free to explore the use of borders in your Microsoft Excel. They're very fantastic. They make your work kind of look professional, and you can easily play around with them. You can easily erase them at any given point. So you can just bring it in and delete at any given point. And once you're done erasing, also you can still use the escape to come back to the normal menu. So this can help you to actually fast track your data analysis in Excel and to do much better things in Microsoft Excel. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is just a bit about how to use the border line in Microsoft Excel. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to always hit the subscribe and notification buttons to stay connected to this channel for more of our very useful videos. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.